So we're spicing up breakfast time with a couple of twists on classics and some new recipes I think you will want to make. Our next guest is a James Beard award-winning restaurateur, TV personality, author, and philanthropist, and a judge on Fox's hit series MasterChef and MasterChef Junior. When we asked him to give us a breakfast recipe for breakfast at Tamron's, well, his choice was inspired by the fresh flavors celebrated in Latino culture. Please welcome Chef Aarón Sánchez to the Tamron Hall Show kitchen.
La reina, how are you, darling? Good to see you.
Thank you so much. I have so many questions before we get into this beautiful recipe. You have been a judge on MasterChef now 12 seasons.
Yes.
And 8 seasons on MasterChef Junior.
Correct.
Cooking with adults, cooking with kids. Tell me the difference.
Well, let me tell you, the young ones are so well prepared. We have age groups from 8 to 13, and we started with 16 in this particular season 8 of MasterChef Junior, and they come in with this really vast amount of knowledge. Some of them at 10 years old have been cooking for 5 years. They come in, they're ready to rock and roll. They're so enthusiastic, and they truly love food.
I have to tell you, me and my son watched the show. He loves cooking French toast. He made cookies the other day.
Okay.
I was so proud of him, but you start them young in the kitchen, and then hopefully by the time they're my age, they could do something like this. You're going to show us,
right?
I
think you're well advanced.
Oh,
yeah, I think you got it going on.
I love that your dish is inspired by Latino culture, but also the fresh and vibrant citrus from this time of the year. People don't often think of ceviche for breakfast.
Yeah, and that's a really good point, Tamron, because I think in other cultures around the world, whether you go to Asia, they're having noodles and dumplings in the morning. Very similar in Latin cultures to have something that's fresh, that's vibrant, and ceviche is no different. It's this beautiful sort of experience and dance between spice and citrus.
And I love a good ceviche. I've never had it for breakfast, so this is a first, but I will be making this at home. So we're starting, though, with poaching shrimp, and I'm told you have a tip for me.
Yes, I do. So ideally, you always want to start with a nice hot cauldron of boiling water here, and you want to add flavor to this. So citrus is the way to go. So right here, Tamron, we can take some of these different segments of lime, orange, lemon, whatever you have available.
Oh, and you put it directly in?
Yeah, all good. All good. And the idea is that we're going to cook this so briefly that it's not going to have a chance to get bitter. If you were to cook this for a long time, it just gives you a really off-putting flavor.
Okay.
So we're going to go quick. So a really generous amount of salt as well, okay? And the key here
is this traditional kosher salt here? Because this looks a little pink. Is this a different type of salt? Oh, cool.
Yeah. I mean, come on. This is the Tamron Hall show, but we got good salt up in here. Come on.
The good salt.
So it's exotic. So what we can do is just throw in your butterfly shrimp. They've already been deveined. And the idea being here is you want to let them cook. And this is interesting. You don't want to necessarily cook them, let's say, cook them 85%, because the idea is that the citrus is going to kind of take you to that finish line when it comes to flavor, okay? So just let it do its thing. You can imagine, once it comes out, you put it into an ice bath. It stops the cooking process, and this is what we have here.
Right here,
okay?
got it.
So no big deal. So the idea is that we've kind of cut them in half. Why is that important, Tamron?
Yeah, why is that important?
Because you want to make sure that that beautiful marinade has a chance to impart its flavor. If it's left whole, it's going to take longer to get that flavor in there.
Gotcha.
So that's another tip. So you want to make sure that everything is cut in a very uniform way.
Yeah, because I mean, I have to tell you, ceviche often looks like a work of art.
Yes.
It's so beautifully done, from the colors to your point, cutting just so precisely. So we've got our shrimp cut.
Yeah.
You're going to take me through what we're adding here.
Yes, exactly. So let's start with this really quickly. This is a puree. It's in one of my books. It's basically ají amarillo, which is beautiful sort of Peruvian chili paste, also called ají mirasol, a little bit of mustard, and some beautiful cilantro in there. And that's going to be kind of the catalyst of flavor for our ceviche.
Okay, and by the way, this will all be on our website if you'll follow step by step and have everything that Aarón is describing here. So we have with our base.
Of course. And the idea being here is that ceviche is it's so important to marinate and to let it sit and do its thing, because that way all that wonderful flavor does its job and makes you happy, okay? So now to this, we're gonna add a little bit of passion fruit puree, okay? If you have passion fruit that's fresh, you can see it has that kind of wrinkly sort of little fruit kind of, you can cut it in half and has these wonderful seeds. So add that. Then we have some fresh lime juice always.
Lime juice, okay.
And then we're gonna add also some fresh orange juice, okay?
This smells amazing.
I mean, look at all the vibrant colors, right, Tamron? Doesn't it look beautiful?
It's already beautiful. I'm ready to eat it now.
I love it. And then now we're gonna add some big chunks of mango.
My favorite fruit.
Okay.
My favorite fruit.
And then we're gonna add some orange segments that have been cut in uniform size, as well as the mango. That's important because you don't want to have a big chunk of one ingredient that's gonna dominate the other. You want balance and harmony, right?
All right, balance and harmony.
And we're gonna add some fresh tomato.
This is so beautiful. How long do we let this marinate?
Now, that's a great question. The idea being is that at our restaurants, Johnny Sanchez in New Orleans, and what we do is we make this throughout the evening. So it should sit for at least 1 hour to 2 hours, and then you make batches accordingly.
1 to 2 hours marinade. When we come back, Chef Aarón Sánchez is sharing the secret to a standout breakfast ceviche, and I'll finally get a chance to eat it after the break. Welcome back. We are back with one of my favorite chefs in the world, award-winning chef and judge of MasterChef Junior, Aarón Sánchez. And before we finish off this beautiful breakfast ceviche in honor of our first breakfast show, your Bahia tacos that you made the last time remain the best taco recipe I've ever had in my life.
And thank you so much.
No, seriously.
And I got to tell you, I mean, during those troubling times, it was so great to see your beautiful face and your enthusiasm for food. It really keeps us all going. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
And thank you for the invite.
Of course.
I'm happy to be here in person with you.
So tell me how we finish this off.
Easy stuff, okay? So now we're gonna add some, sort of all of the onions, the lily family. We're gonna put some scallion or green onion, as they say down in New Orleans.
Got it.
And then we're gonna put some red onion. Why is this important? Why are we adding this at the end?
Yeah.
Because you don't wanna have a ceviche that's like with that funky onion flavor that's been sitting for too long. When you put it at the end, it stays vibrant and it doesn't dominate the palate.
Do you rinse your red onions in
You could
cold
do
water?
that.
I do that sometimes.
Yeah, or you can put them in ice water with a little bit of salt, and it kind of also takes some of that funk off of it.
Okay, all right, good.
So the idea is that you just kind of want to mix this through, and then we're gonna add a little bit of cilantro. And my other tip for everybody is don't ever remove the stems from cilantro.
Really?
Because there's tons of flavor. This is one of those delicate green herbs that you should keep the stems in.
You mean I've spent how many years of my life picking one out for the oh great. I could have just been savoring them.
Yeah, so the idea is kind of wrap it up in a little bundle. Just run your knife one time through it, Tamron. A lot of people, they bruise their cilantro. So you don't want to necessarily do that. Leave it in nice, big, beautiful chunks. And then we're gonna go to the plate. And this is one of the things like on MasterChef Junior Season 8, I was so impressed with the kids because their knife skills were amazing. Yeah,
they have great skills. I'm telling you, those kids are impressive.
And I have an 11-year-old, so you can imagine my son, all he says is, chicken tenders, French fries, Dad.
Well, listen,
I'm like, great,
that's a rite of passage here. All right, so we've got everything in, we mix it up.
Yeah, totally. So all we're gonna do right here now is go to the plate.
All right.
And you can just see this beautiful combination and sort of mural of colors and textures. And then what we're gonna go ahead and do is just plate it into a nice bowl that allows you to have a contrast. So we're using a black bowl, which is cool because you can see all the colors kind of come to the surface.
I love this. Let me tell you something. Imagine coming to somebody's house for breakfast and this is in the middle. And oh my gosh, this is stunning. You have won them over. And
the thing is, you bring an interesting point. Why are we doing it for breakfast? Because when you wake up, you want flavors that are going to open up your palate. And citrus and chile and all those wonderful things are going to sort of open it up and make you ready for the day. And then right here on the side, we have some beautiful tostones or mariquitas, which are just fried green plantains, which again are all about texture, everyone, because when we're chefs, we talk about texture as a way of keeping your palate engaged. So, los cilantrito, you're already at it. I see it. Look, you're sneaking one in on me. Come on, Tamron. I gotta join you,
I am that guest. If your food is out, I'm gonna test it out before everyone else.
I love it.
This is heavenly.
Isn't it cool?
I love, again, how you bring in culture and the beauty of food to the experience. Let me tell you all, if you're looking for something to make for breakfast the next weekend that you have to take some time out and treat yourself good, this is how you treat yourself good. This is amazing. Thank you so much. Chef Sanchez, head to TamronHallShow.com for this recipe. MasterChef Junior airs Thursdays, 8, 7 Central on Fox.